Well, hello everybody. It's supper time here in my neck of the woods. I got hungry and I remembered I had some chicken livers in the refrigerator. So I'm going to show you how to fix a real simple dish. Fresh chicken livers. First I'm going to bring you over here and try to show you how I clean them. I don't know if the camera's going to cooperate. But I'm going to clean them the best I can. I got a colander here that I'm going to put them in. Because we're going to wash them off. With cold water. And I like to clean the lid and everything because I don't want to throw it in the garbage with all that blood on it. It just causes bugs. So I just rinse it out a little bit and throw it in the garbage. Clean up my mess. Those chicken livers are kind of messy. And you ought to know I'd forget something. I forgot the bowl that I was going to put them in after I cleaned them. But then, you know, I always forget something. Now, here we go. See, there's always this little bit of gristly fat stuff, and I should get the container back and put all that stuff in. I'm not thinking straight, y'all. I usually use the container that I get rid of to put all these pieces that I cut off. I mean, there may not be much. There usually isn't. But if you get that little bit, I don't know if you can see it in the film right there, but that little bit right there, that's what pops so bad. When you start cooking, if you cut that out, or pull it out, and I'm going to cut them in half. But if you'll pull those pieces out, or cut them out, the fatty things, that little bit of fat, there won't be anything left in there to pop. When you go to fry them. Don't worry, I'm going to put them back in the colander after I get them cleaned up. And wash them off and drain them a little bit. But it's usually that connective tissue between the liver. A lobes that give you the problem. Those pieces right there. You'll just cut them out. And you might not be able to get every single bit of it out, but you can get most of it. So it's not popping on you when you fry them. Or when you saute them. We're not really frying them, even though we're going to have them in a pan. Yeah, if you can get as much of that out of there as you possibly can, they won't pop on you as bad when you cook them. Sticks to my fingers. The hardest thing about this is getting this fatty stuff off of your livers, so you don't have it popping in your face when you're cooking them. It doesn't look like much, but there's enough there that if you leave it, it's going to pop when you cook it. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to hold it and cut it, but take my word for it, it's a whole lot better to get that off of them livers before you cook them. Ah. It didn't look like I got much out of there, but I sure did. There's some pieces down in there that come off of that liver. And it's going to make a big difference when they're cooking. They still might pop a little bit. I'll rinse this colander out so I don't get any of that liver dried on there. Y'all still with me? Now I'm going to take a paper towel drop them livers right in there. And I'm going to let them sit that right there in the sink while they drain, while I cut up an onion. And y'all know this is my favorite thing to do. You know it's my favorite thing to do is cut up an onion. But it's not going to be that bad because I'm just going to slice it. I'm not going to chop it. Let me get this off of my board. I'm going to go ahead and put me, move this back a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put a little, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. In my pan. I'm going to turn it on. Let that be getting hot while I slice my onion. This is about the easiest dish you'll ever make. Now, we got our onions cut up. All we're going to do is break it up into rings. See, it's just in rings. Just like you're going to make onion rings or something. My eyes are burning. That's a strong onion, even though all I did was slice it. I'll turn that down a little bit because I feel it heating up. Burning my eyes, y'all. I ain't know why I don't like to cut up onion on camera. Oh, it burns my eyes so bad. Now I'm going to season my onion rings with a little bit of garlic powder, pepper, smoked paprika, about a half a teaspoon of each. And about a half a teaspoon of salt. And this is supposed to make 2 hungry man servings. Have you a plate ready for when you need to take your onions out, because when we get them cooked, we're going to take them out, put them in that plate and cover them and keep them warm until we get our livers cooked. All we're doing right now is frying our onions. But if you like liver, beef liver, chicken liver, or any of that, you'll love chicken livers cooked this way. You know, the normal way is to batter them, fry them, make you a gravy, and have them fried crispy. Ooh, my eyes are burning, burning, burning. Now let's see if I can get my livers out of here. They're pretty much dripped enough. Put them right back in that little bowl. And again, I don't like to put too much bloody or stuff in the trash can, so I'll rinse out my little things, my colander. I can wash it with soap later. I'm going to rinse off my little cutting board. Take my knife. Rinse that off a little bit. And like I said, I'll wash it again later with soap. But you also got a clean paper towel to wipe up some of your stuff with. Now, and you might ask what to serve with this. Well, hey, you can serve just about anything you want to serve with it. I mean, you can serve them with pretty much anything. Fried potatoes, mashed potatoes. I grew up eating beef liver, chicken livers. I love both of them. I like it fried, battered. I like it fixed like this. Either way is really good. Some people say, well, I don't eat chicken livers. I don't eat liver because it's bad for cholesterol. Well, hey, let's face it. Anything is bad for cholesterol if you eat too much of it. I eat chicken livers maybe once a month, once every 2 months. I eat calf liver maybe once a month or once every 2 months. So that's not overeating on your liver. Everything can be bad for you if it's not done in moderation. I got to taste one of these little onions for the seasoning. I want to know how much to put on my livers when I put them in there. Just right. We just want our onions to a really nice golden brown. And again, we want to know that they're cooked somewhat. We don't want them raw. So I'm putting those big ones on the bottom. I mean, this is a real simple dish. It just takes a few minutes to cook it. That's it. Like I said, the hardest thing to do was to get the fat part off of the livers where they're held together. But like I've said before, I don't get real fancy with my cooking, but my cooking's good. We're supposed to get a storm later tonight, about 3 a.m. I think is the most likely chance. It's 99% chance that we'll get some rain. And I hope we do, because my garden needs water. I just don't want any damaging hail and tornadoes and other stuff they say we might get. But if you like chicken liver, and you can do beef liver the same way, you don't have to batter it and fry it. You can just do it the way I'm fixing to do it. There's so many good ways to cook food. You just have to experiment a little bit. Now, I'm just going to, let me turn that off just so I don't burn my hand. This is where I'm just going to put those in that pan, that plate. Nice and golden brown. I'm going to cover them with any kind of lid you got. So I put them in that plate and I've covered them right there to keep them warm. I'm going to put about another teaspoon of olive oil in the pan. Add my livers. Well, I do have to turn my burner on, don't I? Again, I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic powder. Now, this is garlic powder. It's not garlic salt. Put a little bit of pepper. Season them to taste. I'm going to put in a little bit more paprika. And just a dash of salt. Don't need much because we've already got salt in our onions. Now we don't want it on such a high heat that they're going to start popping and jumping in the pan. We just want it in there enough that they cook. And this is supposed to make about 2 portions. So if you're going to feed 2 people or you want 2 meals, you'll have 2 meals of liver and onions, chicken liver and onions. I want to mix that up a little bit because I want all that salt and pepper and paprika to kind of get to know all those livers, those chicken livers. And you don't want to overcook your livers. If you do, they get kind of dry and grainy. And you can experiment with seasonings. If there's other seasonings that you might like to put on your chicken livers, you go right ahead. Experiment with it. But this is what I like. I like my garlic. I like my paprika. I like my salt and pepper. And that's pretty much it. Don't have to get fancy. Some people like them still pink on the inside. I like mine cooked a little bit more than that. So you can have them pink on the inside. They claim they taste better that way, but I don't like mine pink inside. I don't like my steak pink inside either. But this is a cheap enough meal. I mean, those chicken livers were, I didn't even look to see. $2.50. So $2.50 for the livers and the price of an onion. And you got a meal. All you need is your seasonings. And most people have salt and pepper. They usually have some kind of garlic salt or garlic powder. If all you have is garlic salt, put your garlic salt on there and just don't add any other kind of salt. I think mine are just about done. And this is actually sauteed chicken livers and onions, not really fried. Because about the only thing you really fried was your onion rings. You know, your onions in the beginning. And I cut one of the biggest ones open to see how done it was inside. And they're looking good. So I'm going to get me a slotted spoon. I've got 2 plates. That wind is howling out there. Boy, that wind is really getting bad. That scared me. One of my little utensils fell. And it scared me, y'all. I wasn't expecting it. Now, don't they look good? And like I said, if you're not a liver lover, you may not like this dish. I love liver. Beef or chicken, it doesn't matter. Now what you do is you're going to take your... See, I divided it up into 2 plates because this is enough for 2 people for a meal. And now I'm simply going to put my onions on top. And those are seasoned onions just right, y'all. And there you be. There is my 2 plates of chicken, sauteed chicken livers and onions. You can't beat that for an inexpensive meal. Good meal, nutritious meal. Easy, quick, no fuss. Sauteed chicken livers and onions. Try it, y'all. You'll like it. Now let's see if we can get a bite. I want to get some of the onion, because the onions where all the seasoning went, or most of it went. We did season our livers a little. drop the onion. There you go, y'all. Sauteed onions and chicken livers. It's good, y'all. Try it. Take a bite. Open wide. Mmm. That is good. This is good, y'all. No lie, it is really good. If you like chicken livers, or just like liver just by itself, you're going to love this. I'll promise you. I got to cut my liver, though. It's too big to put in my mouth. And my onions. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Sauteed onions and chicken livers. So good. Oh, my God. Mmm. I'm going to finish eating this tonight, and then this other plate will be lunch tomorrow. So with that, y'all, I want to wish you a good day. Please try chicken liver and, sauteed onions with chicken livers. You will love it. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.